We are live.
Hello. Hopefully you can see us better than I can see us, because on my device here it looks really really bad. But hello everybody. Welcome to the podcast, or the pre-podcast podcast.
We've got a few people on. I know we've got. Oh goodness.
Uh-oh.
Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, we're a little fuzzy there.
Maybe it'll clear up. I don't know. We just
Yeah.
checked our internet speed. Our upload speed's not great. Our download speed's good, but I don't know. It looks like it's maybe getting a little better. Oh, here. Mine's starting to clear up.
Is it better?
How does it look for you guys out there? Hey, Mary Miller's on. Hey, Mary.
Oh, hi, Mary.
Thanks for the book, Mary. Oh, let's see. Oh.
You typing?
I don't know. What's it going to say if I type in there?
It's going to say Fintastic Studios.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's different. Oh, now it's bad again. I don't know. Can you guys see us okay? What does it look like for you guys?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Coke and bourbon.
You didn't make me one.
You don't like bourbon?
I like other alcohol. It's Friday, which means it's
a tad blurry. Yeah,
basically the weekend.
I don't know, Mike. Have you ever had this problem where you're just it's just off a bit? I don't know what the problem is. We haven't had this happen to us before.
Riley says it's blurry on their side too. I don't know how to fix it. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
That sound from your iPad is really loud.
I don't know. I can't help that either.
I know.
Lots of technical problems tonight. Oh, it was blurry when Tony and Jenny were on. So I don't know if I don't know. Should we try and end it and start it back up? And I don't know if that's.
Can we do that? Can we end it and go back into it?
I don't know.
Hey, Mike, can we end it and go back into it? Somebody says, hey, you two on Facebook. Hey, whoever is on Facebook, there's a little link in the description that says click this to link StreamYard and Facebook.
Mike thought it was his vision from all that Vegemite. I mean, that's what too much sodium might do that to you. I don't know. So we're going to do the podcast a little differently tonight than we have been doing it. We're going to get more interaction from you guys. And we have a lot of questions, basically. Hopefully we'll get some people in the chat and we will get some answers from you guys on some of these questions. So that should be kind of fun.
I want to know who Facebook user is.
I don't know.
Whoever Facebook user is, tell us who you are or click that link.
Hey, there's Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Haluki. Is that like Hawaiian for hello or something?
Maybe. He just posted a picture of him wearing the Fintastic Mermaid shirt.
I know. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Adam. We are blurry. We don't know why. I don't know if our internet connection is just garbage tonight. I don't know. Maybe we should try and just end it and then go right back into it.
Oh, hi, Michael. I can see you now. If that was you before. Do you want me to try and end it?
There's Stephen Dakar. Yeah, listen, guys. We're gonna. I don't know what that'll do though. That may wreck the whole thing.
Hey, Mike, do you know anything about if we end the broadcast, if we can go back into it, or if it's gone, or if we have to start over?
I'm going to end this one. Oops. See if we can get that to help at all. Sorry, guys, bear with us as we try and figure out these issues.
Yeah. Oh, it really says once you end, you have to do another. So
okay, so we don't want to do that. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm looking at us on YouTube here.
yeah, it's still blurry.
It's a little blurry. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe maybe it'll clear up as we go through.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Well, I'm sorry that we're blurry. Oh, the Facebook user was Steven.
Oh,
it was
okay.
the first time joining.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Well, for those of you that have not joined us before, basically the way that this works is at 9 o'clock, so about 8 minutes from now, we are going to start the podcast. Oh, hey, I should do this thing. We are going to start the podcast recording. And during that time, well, actually this week, we are going to be more interactive with you. So we're going to have a bunch of questions on top of our, whatever our other topic is that we are going to talk about. Kick the router, see if that helps. So we're going to do the main podcast part about an hour or so, cruise creature, all that good stuff. And then we'll roll the credits and then we'll come back and chat for a bit. So we've got a bit more time to just chat about whatever things and stuff. And then we will start the podcast.
Can you actually control the 720, but it's not really 720. Sorry. Okay. I will stop paying attention to the crappy broadcast and hope that it just fixes itself. So yeah, so we're going to have some fun tonight, and there's a lot of cruise news. We're going to cover some cruise news. We don't normally do cruise news on here, but there's been some movement in the cruise news that is we can't ignore it. It's impacting us directly in a positive way. So we're going to get into that a little bit, and yeah.
Let's try disconnecting the camera.
Oh, Stacy says the sound is good.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, try disconnecting the camera. We can do that. You just unplug it from the thing and then plug it back in.
You said through StreamYard.
Oh.
Here, let's go crazy here.
Oh.
What? That's right.
Okay. I was just seeing if it was using the right camera. It was.
Hey.
Whoa, that's freaky.
Did that help anything? No.
I don't know, because it's a little bit of, I don't think it helped anything. Try and unplug the camera and plug it back in. We're going to go blank for a second here. It'll be like the podcast normally.
Looks like your camera was unplugged. That's because it was.
How can you see our camera's unplugged if the camera was unplugged?
Says that.
Just saying. Steven says it looks better on YouTube than Facebook. So we'll see if this did anything. Even the thing that says, please start.
That's just telling me to switch the camera.
That
didn't help. Okay.
That did nothing. That just wasted our time. That's all it did.
That's fine.
It was worth a shot, though. You never know.
Well, I don't know. We're just gonna be fuzzy.
Just squint. Just squint and look at us that way, and then we'll look clear. Probably not.
You like our background?
Yeah, this is from Mayaca River State Park.
One of our favorite places to go and see cool birds.
This is like, there's a bridge that you go over. There's usually alligators and birds. And we were just there on the right time to take this picture. This is like an iPhone picture. So
yeah. It was really cool. It was a nice, clear day.
All right. So just, again, to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, get ready to answer some questions, because we are going to have some questions. Also, don't forget to smash that thumbs up if you are watching on YouTube, whether it be in the present or in the future. And also, I don't know if we will, I don't know if we'll bring this up during the podcast, but remember June 5th, we are going to be part of the many creators that are taking part in the fundraising drive for Helping Hands for Cruising.
Yeah.
Which is a great, basically charity to help raise money for people that are not maybe able to cruise by their own means. So
I feel like you don't have to go away. I just felt like your shoulder was all the way in and mine wasn't.
No, you don't.
You had more shoulder. Tony's on. Hi, Tony.
Hello, Tony. Okay. Yes, it will be a true podcast with no picture. Which, by the way, if you are only used to seeing us on YouTube, if this is something new for you, this is actually episode 91, 92. And most of those episodes were audio only. So if you are a person that likes a podcast and you just discovered us in this format, you have a lot of homework to do if you enjoy listening to us, learn a lot about cruise creatures and that sort of thing.
This is really bugging me.
Just don't look at it. That's what I'm trying to do. Don't look at the blur.
Hey, Spikers is on.
Hey, guys.
Cool. Oh, are you guys having broadcast issues? You see?
Yes.
There? Yeah, not sure what's happening.
Yes, we are definitely. Oh, and now it's like totally frozen up on my side over here. But yes, we're having some issues, and we've tried a couple fixes. None of them have worked. So we're hoping that it's just a weird internet slowdown and it'll come back. I don't know. I did an internet check. We have plenty of download, but our upload speed's not awesome. So
your mom is on.
Hey, Mom.
She says, hey, kids. What's your countdown? How many days until you're here?
You think she knows?
I bet she does.
She probably does.
If I looked at a calendar, I could tell you.
Stephen has been following the podcast from the Fintastic Cruising, Cruise Geek Days, the whole kit and caboodle. So that is awesome. Sorry, just pulled me out of there. I just wanted to go back into this one. Okay.
All right. Well,
we're off our game, but we're going to start the podcast in a second.
Yeah.
Officially.
We've got 1 minute. So if you are new to this, the way that this works is in 1 minute, we will begin the podcast part for about an hour or so. This episode, we will be interacting with you in the live studio audience. So be ready to answer some questions. And
they're just opinion questions.
Yeah, it's not trivia.
It's not trivia. We may do trivia down the road, but that's not what this is is about.
Yeah, and then
so there's no wrong answers.
We'll roll the credits at the end.
Unless you disagree with my opinion, then it's wrong.
Hang out and chat some more. Jeez, Matt. Can't even get a words in.
What? All right. You ready to roll it?
Yes.
Come with me, we're going on a fantastic cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your fantastic cruise.
Bon Beanie, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And we are welcoming you. That's what Bon Beanie means. It means welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
In Papiamentu.
Which is the language of...
So that's the ABC Island language.
Yeah.
I mean, they speak a lot of languages, but Papiamentu is kind of a complex,
it's like their thing,
mix of languages that has become sort of their staple language. So pretty cool. Papiamentu, Bon Beanie.
Bon Beanie.
That's much more interesting than like English, Spanish, French. Like, what language do you speak? I speak English, French, German. I speak Papiamentu. I mean, come on, right there. You're already more interested. So there you go. Tony wonders if it's the green screen. If you're listening in, we're having some video issues. So maybe if you go back and watch this, it'll clean up. I don't know if it'll look like this on the replay of the video or not. I hope not. But yeah, so we're having some challenges. But that's okay because we're going to pass through that. And we have some fun cruise news to talk about today because there has been some positive movement. And we've said that the last couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, there's been a lot over the last couple of days, but we got an email last night, like right before bed, that was like big news for us.
Yes. And look, I mean, if you guys follow this podcast, you know we are not the cruise news podcast. Like there's some really good podcasts and video sources out there for that. So that's not really where we live. But, you know, this was too good to pass up. So we got the letter. Did you tell them what the letter said?
I just said that we got an email last night.
Or the email. And what did it say?
It said, so when the CDC put out the conditional sailing order, they said that no cruises could happen longer than 7 nights.
Now, this has been, for us, really stressful because we have a cruise planned in September, right before they were going to lift that 7-night restriction. And it's an 8-night cruise going to the ABC Islands. So we would be, you know, learning some more Papiamento. But we were like, we don't know what to do. Like, is our cruise going to get canceled? Is it not going to get canceled, but it's going to get changed? Are we going to lose a night? Like, what's going to happen?
So we got this email, and I'm like rolled over in bed with my eyes closed. And Matt said, "We just got an email from Carnival." And I said, "Okay, what's it say?" Because I'm like, it probably just says what all of the other ones say. Like, we don't know what's happening. Just chill. And I'm like, whatever. So then he reads it and he says, "You're booked on an 8-night cruise and we're allowed to do them again." Which means our cruise should go as long as things happen.
I feel more positive about our September cruise right now than I have
In
at
2
all.
years.
Yeah. I mean, well, it was funny because the other day you made a comment. I think yesterday you were like, I think it might have been today. You were like, "I feel like I've been waiting for years for this cruise." And I'm like, you literally have.
I have.
You have been waiting over a year for this cruise.
We initially booked this cruise for October of 2020 in September of 2019.
Yeah.
And then, of course, last year we ended up switching it to September of this year. And then the conditional sail orders came out and they're like nothing past 7 nights. And we're like, okay, so if cruising does come back, does that mean our cruise is getting canceled? Are they shortening it? Are they taking away some of our ports? What's happening? And then we got the email last night and everything changed. Hopefully.
Yeah. And, you know, there's been some good news about Alaska. They were able to move to where they can cruise from the West Coast up to Alaska without stopping in another country. That's big. They still have some roadblocks to get over, but it's good news. It's been all good news. Like for a while, it was like, step forward, 2 steps back. Step forward, 2 steps back. We're not out of the woods yet. I know Adam says.
I was gonna say. Well, I don't know.
He says cruises will go in July.
Yes.
And he is very knowledgeable. He has a lot of sources on this. So you know, I think that's accurate. I think cruises are going to go in July. Mm-hmm. It seems really probable now that cruises could go. Maybe a couple will go in June. I don't know about that, but maybe. But definitely, I think July, which means we have July, and then we have August, and then we get to ours just sort of towards the end of September. So I think there's a real good chance we're going to get to go. And Adam's asking
I'm going to say this. Just stop talking for a second.
I can't hear all
So
three.
for anybody that wants to know, our cruise is leaving on September 18th, 2021, out of Miami on the Carnival Horizon to the ABC Islands, which is Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao for anyone that doesn't know that.
There you go.
You done talking for a minute?
I'm not saying anything else. I'm just going to mumble right there.
You can talk now. I just wanted to. Anyways, it's going to be a really cool cruise because I've been waiting for it for a long time. I know Matt has too, but I've never been to any of those 3 islands. I've never been on a big ship. My biggest ship has been the Carnival of Liberty, which is still a pretty small ship. So I'm excited to be on a big ship, and
I'm excited to be on a ship.
Well, there's
this
that
point,
too. Yeah,
I'll take a canoe.
yeah, and then
We have kayaks, but
your mom and her friend Sherry are going to be on there, so that'll be really cool. We've got connecting rooms,
joining balconies,
cove balconies, so that's going to be really
cool. They're cove. I forgot there are cove balconies.
Cove balconies.
That's exciting.
Bring the binoculars.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look for flying fish and fishing flies and.
Mike wants to know if it's 100% full and if they're still limiting capacity. They are still limiting capacity, but they are not full. So there are still bookings available for that ship. If you don't already have your own travel agent, I know where you can find one. fintastictravel@gmail.com. Kimbra's really awesome. She's still learning, but ask Tony. He'll tell you.
It's not a group cruise, but hey, if you want to cruise in September, cruise with us.
Yeah.
Shoot us an email, let us know, and we will get you set up.
Yes.
And if you are into like scuba diving, you can go dive with us if you want, because we're going to be scuba diving. Not all 3 stops, but probably at least 1, maybe 2. We'll see how all that ends up shaking out.
Tony says, I recommend Kimbra.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony. He's been so patient with me, which is really nice because, I would hope so, knowing that he's my first client. Well, except for us and your mom.
It's true. It's true. But we've got lots of good support. So we will be able to give you a really great
Adam
experience.
says, I also recommend Kimbra. Thanks, Adam.
All right. So what else? Do we have other cruise news to cover?
I think that's the big news. There's definitely lots of other news. And I know that there are some other channels that are putting out videos on some of that news that's coming out. I think we should mention Helping Hands for Cruising.
Yes, which is Helping Hands for Cruising, which is basically a fundraiser that gets people cruising that wouldn't normally be able to cruise. That is going to have a huge 24-hour cruise-a-thon of different creators spending half an hour or an hour on YouTube doing a live and trying to raise money for that. Primarily, that is the Down Under Cruisers, but I know the Spikers are involved in that, and several other people that are actually in this chat, I believe, are involved with that as well. So we will be on June 5th from the 5 to 6?
We're at 5 p.m. Eastern for an hour.
Yes, but we're only one creator, and there's a lot of other great creators that are going to be on there. So go and support that. I know Mike said he was editing his Vegemite video while he was watching this. Oh, it looks like the picture's cleared up too.
Yeah, that's what Stacy just said.
Oh, good. So so if you're not familiar with Lovey's Fat Life, they're going to be on there. Go check out their channel. Go check out their live they did last night. And at the end of it, Mike, and actually all of them tried Vegemite, but Mike did a little bit more.
He did.
And did a whole spoonful.
Anthony ate his whole piece of toast, though.
Because Vegemite is good. Look.
He said he didn't like it, but he finished that toast.
I
know.
I really don't like this. I think that was just his ploy to get the rest of the jar.
I think so, too.
He's like, you guys don't want this.
That's why he went and got the really big spoon
right?
for his dad.
Like, I'm going to ruin this
because
for you.
He knew.
Now, look, Mike, I know that you tried the big spoon. You did it for like a donation to Helping Hands for Cruising, and it was gross, right? But you're right in that you should try that again, because he was talking about, I think maybe he did do a video of that, like eating it properly, because it's like if somebody was trying salt that had never had salt before, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, salt is wonderful. But then they tried it by taking the whole jar and just shooting it like a shot of tequila. Nobody likes salt that way, which is kind of similar to Vegemite. But if you just put a little bit on your French fries, that's the way to go. So Vegemite's like that. You just put a little bit on there. Now you may build a tolerance and want more, but not probably a whole spoonful.
Yeah.
Although I will do on June 5th. If we get a donation, I want to figure out what that is. I will do the spoonful of Vegemite on there. It won't be as big of a deal for me because I like Vegemite. It's still though.
But that's a lot.
It's not something that like I've overdone the Vegemite before. But look, I've even got my new Australia shirt on.
Tony wants to know when we're on the Cruise-a-thon if we're going to be on our own channel or a different one. We will be on our own channel, so Fintastic Studios on YouTube. I don't know if we'll be doing it on Facebook too, but it will definitely happen on YouTube.
I think it will because it'll probably be streamed
it's up to
like
me.
this.
Yeah, but it's up to if I choose to put it there or not.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if that'll happen. I might just stick to YouTube for that since it's kind of a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But everybody who is doing it will participate on their own channels.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll kind of be like channel hopping.
Yeah, and Spikers will be on there. I know there were some other people in there, and I think there are some other creators that but the chat's moved, and I'm afraid to touch it. I got a new iPad. That's not really cruise related, but I got the new iPad, which you may or may not be an Apple person, but if you are a digital artist person, no matter what you feel about Apple, you can't hate the iPad because it's amazing for that, and actually for editing videos, it's crazy how good it is at editing 4K video. But anyway, I'm excited about that. And I got an early birthday present, which is a new Apple Pencil and the Magic Keyboard from Kimbra and her mom. So thank you, dear.
You're welcome. So because he got a new iPad, I also got a new iPad.
By new, she means repurposed.
I got the hand-me-down that he doesn't care about anymore because he's got the fancy fast one.
Wow. I don't care about it anymore?
Do you want your old iPad back?
No, I mean, but I'm happy you have it. Lovey goes live at 7 on June 5th. So mark your calendar. And yeah, like I said, lots of great creators to check out throughout that whole day.
We'll probably post the lineup on Facebook when we get closer.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. What else we got?
Let's see. We talked about helping hands.
I know. So something that I use on my iPad is called Paper-like, and it's a screen protector that feels like paper, sounds like paper, makes a huge difference if you're drawing with like an Apple Pencil or something like that. And so the Paper-like sent us a card that went along with it. We're not special. They do this for everybody, but it's artwork from one of their users of the product. And I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys this because it may give you a clue as to some special guests that we're going to have on next Friday.
Oh,
so we're not going to say who it is, but perhaps that's a hint. Anyway, if you're listening, you won't have seen that. You can go to YouTube, check it out if you'd like to do that, or just be surprised when we tell everybody who it's going to be. Okay, let's see.
Can I talk about my crafty projects real quick, or do you want me to save that till the end?
It's up to you. Whatever you want.
So I have a friend coming into town, and I missed Christmas and I missed her birthday. So I'm like, okay, she's coming into town. I need to probably make her something because that's what I was planning to do. And I just never did and send it to her. So I'm going to show off some of my crafty things. Again, if you are listening, go check it out if you want to see.
Go check out it.
Yeah. Which one should I start with?
Start with the Harry Potter one.
This one?
Just for Tony. Okay.
So we Cricut once in a while. We're not great at it, but this one was fun. I kind of did.
Cricut is a cutting machine, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not familiar, you put a pattern on the computer or the iPad or whatever you're using, and it cuts out usually vinyl, but it can cut other things depending on which Cricut model you have and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the first thing I made is, green screen. Well,
it's magic.
That's weird because
it's magic. Well, it's close to green. It's not green, but it's sort of green.
It's blue.
But it's in the green family. You know, it's
Here,
kind of
you know what I'm going to do?
You turn off the green
I'm going to turn off the green screen for just a second.
Look at that.
Okay.
That's the reality of where we are.
So it's a water bottle. This is blurry. Thank you. It says,
We have to
"Don't let
block
the
the
muggles get you
faces.
down," which is a quote from Ron, which is her favorite character. But I think it turned out really good, and I was surprised that I got it straight, so I'm happy about it. Tony said it's an invisibility cloak mug.
See?
That is what it is.
It's magic.
Yes.
It's magic.
And then this wine glass. So she has a corgi. So it's how did you make that clear?
You just can't. It can't look at our faces.
Okay,
Otherwise,
there
it
we
gets
go.
confused.
So
This is weird.
It's a wine glass.
I feel like I'm voguing.
Just went to drink
Watch
wine
this.
and pet my corgi. So she
Blurry?
doesn't listen to the podcast or watch that I know of. So it's okay for me to show this stuff.
Or does she?
Or maybe she does.
Steven said that the green screen off cleared the.
Oh, really?
And so does Adam.
You shut yours went off.
So
maybe it was the green screen.
I hope not, because that would be a bummer. Because we just bought a green screen.
And then the last one I did was a wine glass, and I did etching into it. Which hopefully you can sort of see it, but it says corks are for quitters, because that means you should drink the whole bottle.
What a great pose. That's quite the pose.
There we go.
Okay.
So we're clear now.
I guess so. I don't know.
So what if I turn the green screen back on now?
Try it.
I wonder if that picture is like too much for it.
Oh, maybe it's just too much. You can't handle that. Mayaka. Let me go back into the studio and see because we can't. It's gonna probably put me in a weird angle.
We're fuzzy again. Okay.
Turn off the green screen and see.
I'm sure this is really exciting for people that are just listening to us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still looks blurry to me.
Still looks blurry.
Well, we'll try it without the image for a minute and see if that helps. All right.
All right. Are you ready to jump in?
Oh, we started going blurry without the picture. That was just a coinkydink.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put it back on then.
Okay. Correlation is not necessarily causation. Something we should all keep in mind.
All right. So, main topic, interaction, live studio audience, or listening later studio audience. You're absolutely welcome to join along if you're just listening. We just won't interact with you.
We just don't want to know what you're saying.
But please shout at us.
Well, I mean, in nice, polite tones.
Well, yeah.
Basically, we're going to ask you guys some questions. If you're in the chat right here, you can respond, and we will see what kind of answers we get. These are going to be short answer questions and opinions. So, in no particular order, Kimbra, go ahead and choose one.
Well, let's start nice and simple.
Okay.
With the first one.
Okay.
All right. What is your favorite cruise line and why? Please tell us in 5 words or less.
Favorite cruise line and why in 5 words or less. What about you?
The why part is 5 words or less. The cruise line doesn't count in that. I
mean, if there's no cruise lines I know of that have more than 5 words.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if it's Royal Caribbean, that's not 2 words.
Gotcha. Yes. I'm glad you clarified that.
Royal Caribbean and because this.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my favorite cruise line is Carnival because 5 words. Hold on. I wasn't prepared for that.
And you got to choose one. None of this wishy-washy. Well, I like these. Not tonight.
Okay. My reasoning. Only one Royal, mostly Carnival.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna go Carnival for right now. And I'm gonna say budget gets me places.
All right, let's see what some everybody else says.
Okay. We forgot how to talk because we're using 5 words or less.
Michael says Carnival, the only one I've done.
Fair.
Adam says Royal Caribbean, great loyalty program. Steven, Carnival, been on the most.
Okay.
See the world with Chris. Hey y'all. Oh, that's not an answer, but hi. I was just clicking. Mike, Carnival, only cruise line we've sailed. Tony, Carnival, I've only sailed Carnival.
I mean, that's a good reason for it to be your favorite. If it's the only...
Oh, this is a good one. Your mom says Carnival, the fun ship.
Look at that. What, do you work for Carnival, Mom?
Stacy, Carnival, everything needed for best price.
There you go. That's kind of
That's
what I
a good
said,
one.
I think. But you said it better than me, Stacy. So kudos to you.
Krista, Carnival, best food hands down.
Oh, okay. We've got a little food going on there. Has anybody... Wait, did everybody say Carnival?
No, Adam said Royal Caribbean.
Adam said Royal Caribbean. Okay. And look, your answers can change in the future. You don't have to be locked into these answers. I suspect mine might down the road.
Gina, Carnival, we believe in magic.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool.
Oh, they've only ever been on the magic.
Oh, that works. Whatever it takes, you know. All right, let's do the next one. This one will be either or, okay? MDR or buffet? You have to choose one. MDR or buffet?
What's your answer?
MDR. All the way, 100%. The buffet is fine, but I love the MDR experience. One of my favorite parts of cruising is going into the main dining room. We should say that for the few people that may not know MDR. That's something that bothers me, and like it happens at work all the time. It happens in other situations too when people just throw out these acronyms, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, probably everybody watching this knows, but there could be somebody that's like, I don't know what do you talk? What is an MDR?
It's a
mushroom deployed rabbit.
Money draining robot.
But there you go. All right, we got any answers coming in on this?
We've got MDR, buffet. Hate being time restricted.
Oh,
MDR. I
okay.
do like guys in blue iguana. That wasn't part of the question.
That no spoilers, Mike. We got that coming up. All right, pick another one.
Pick it. Oh, I'm not looking at it. If you worked on a cruise ship, what would be your job?
Or what would your job be?
Okay.
If you worked on a cruise ship, what would your job be?
What did I say?
What would be your job?
Is that wrong?
It's probably not. It just sounds weird to me. I don't know. Pardon me. It just sounds strange to me. What would be your job?
My job would be the same thing that Tony just put up.
What did Tony say? Oh, you do the Harry Potter
trivia.
Okay. All right.
We got
maintenance. Steven says maintenance. Okay. You would not want me doing maintenance.
No.
That ship would sink.
Gina says she would be an entertainer.
Oh, okay. All right. Like on stage, like song and dance stuff?
Your mom would be playing with kids.
She'd be doing the camp.
Yeah.
Whatever the ship, cruise line. She'd be doing camp.
Michael will be in charge of the money.
Oh, okay. All right, Michael.
We skipped it. There we go. Krista, be the one hiding in the back.
Yep. And we got Mike and Devin saying
cook or bartender.
Well, Mike says cook or bartender. Devin says bartender. Yeah, Mike, I would definitely want you as the cook.
Stacy says IT staff.
There you go. All right. We need come on down, Stacy. We have some IT issues today.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's tack on to that then. And let's ask them this. I know you gave an answer. If Kimbra and Matt worked on a cruise ship, what would their jobs be?
Well, Harry Potter trivia is not a job. That's just one thing.
If that was a job, you would want it.
If that was just a singular
I know
job.
One of the cruise ships I was on, there was a girl that I think she said she wrote the Harry Potter trivia for several of the ships. She had a whole binder full of Harry Potter trivia. I mean, that it might not be your whole job, but it would be a job. It would be a job. Let's see. Oh, Mike says casino would be fun. We have no captains in here, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Tony, nobody's driving this ship. Nobody is driving this ship. Steven says photographer. I don't know if that's probably what he says we would do.
You think
Photographer. I
maybe?
can do that. I'd get behind that. Be a photographer.
Krista says the Fin Squad.
The Thin Squad. Thank you, Krista. We're working hard, although we did have McDonald's tonight. So.
Oh, Stacy says
Crispy
photographers or tour guides.
Tour guides. I could get behind that. I could do the tour guide thing. The dog is freaking out. Reno is having a fit.
I don't know why. What do you want?
He wants to disrupt the podcast. That is
Look
the
at him
dog's
just
goal.
staring at me with those eyes.
I'm just going to grab his snout until he shuts up. All right. Let's see. All right. So next question.
Next question. Ships or ports?
Okay. Here, let me explain this question. So what is your motivation when you book a cruise? Are you a ship person first, or are you a port person first? Like, what's more important to you? You get your ship right or the port right? For me, it's ports. I'm a port guy. Like, I like ships, and I cannot lie, but I am all about the ports. Like, I will sail on the Bahamas Paradise if it gets me to the right port instead of the Royal Caribbean, any of their big ships. I can't think of right now for some reason. Oasis. This is how long it's been since cruising's happening. I can't remember the Oasis class ship names. Harmony of the Seas or any of those
Stacy
guys.
said Reno is telling you how to fix the video.
Apparently.
He's not doing well because it's still broken.
He's just saying it's rough.
All right. Steven says ship. Tony says ship. Chris says ship. Your mom says ports. Michael says both.
That's not fair.
Stacy says port, but ship is close second. Well, that's your only second. Mike says ports. Krista says ship. Room is important to me. As long as I have a balcony to chill on, I'll find fun in the ports.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. Let's see. Next up, we're going to go down the list here, and we're going to say, we're going to get a little geeky on you guys now. We're going to check your geek cred here. We're going to say, choose your specialty cruise, Star Wars or Star Trek. Which one are you going on? Or are you just like, I don't like any of that stuff? Star Wars or Star Trek? What's it going to be?
Do you know what mine would be?
I have a guess. I think it's the same as mine.
Probably.
Because we've been watching a lot of it lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Star Wars, but it'd be Star Trek all the way. I've become more of a Trek person than a Star Wars person over time.
I
still love Star Wars, but
I like Star Wars, but the little bit that I've watched of Star Trek, I like it so much more.
They're apples and oranges. It's not really a fair comparison to compare the two together. But it looks like we got a lot of Star Wars people. Steven says Star Wars.
We got some Trek. Hold on. We got Krista said Trek. You missed that one. Oh, it's a Facebook. That's why you didn't see it. Steven said Star Wars. Chris said Star Trek. Deep Space Nine.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Mike says Star Wars. Your mom says Star Wars.
I don't think my mom's ever watched Star Trek.
Oh, well, she'll change your mind. Devin says in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
Tony says Star Trek for his wife and Star Wars.
So you're not going to go on the same cruise as your wife, Tony? There might be some wars going on in that Trek.
Star Wars from Michael and Star Trek from Stacy.
Okay.
That's a pretty even split.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, you want to pick the next one?
Yeah, I'm going to look at it myself, though. Let's see. I'm going to do eliminate one. Casino or alcohol or theater.
Ooh, you got to get rid of one. One's got to go. Is it the casino? Is it the alcohol? Or is it the theater? Which one of those is going bye-bye on your cruise?
Oh, Tony said he would do Star Trek for her because she doesn't like Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's kind of like you can tolerate Star Trek, but
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Casino's going for Steven. Casino's going for Chris. Alcohol's going for Tony.
Casino's going for Michael too.
Casino's going for Michael. Okay, I thought, and Devin says casino's going. I thought I would be the weirdo that would be like, I could go without the
Krista
casino.
said bye casino. Devin said bye casino. But then we've got Tony, your mom, and Stacy all say alcohol.
Okay. All right. That doesn't surprise me with my mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say bye to the casino.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this. Tacos or burgers? Now, look, this could be a very carnival-centric question, but it doesn't have to be. You can get tacos and burgers on other lines. But yes, I was thinking of Guy's Burgers and Blue Iguana when I wrote that question. So tacos or burgers? Which one do you want? What's more important?
Mike said the theater for the last
Oh,
one.
theater. Okay. Yeah.
We got a burgers.
Burgers. This is what you want. Burgers are what you want.
Team taco.
Oh, Team Taco.
Burgers. But I like tacos. You can't say both.
I mean, I like them both. It's not. This is not about that. This is, you got to choose. There can be only one.
Let's see. Burgers, tacos.
Tony's like burgers all day. Mike says tacos. Well, that's just for Anthony, though, I think. Because Anthony loves him some tacos.
That's true. What do you say? He could eat 10 of them?
I think
Is that
so.
the number he said?
I don't think he said he could. I think he said he did.
That's true. He did. Your mom says burgers. Stacy says burgers. What's your choice?
Burgers. I mean, I love tacos, but and I would definitely miss those, but burger. I'm a burger guy.
So here's my question, because I have to really dissect this question. When you say tacos, are you saying the Blue Iguana as a whole or specifically tacos?
Look, you interpret it however you want. It just says tacos.
The reason I ask is because I would like
Not Choco tacos.
I love Choco tacos.
Yeah, that's not. I've never seen those on a cruise ship.
But
so.
I would choose like the breakfast burrito over burgers.
No.
Well, that's why I said
tacos.
then burgers.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. It depends on. I've never had
Oh my gosh!
I've never had a taco from the.
There's
Blue
a timer
Iguana.
on this.
Fine, just keep going.
All right.
I'm not going to answer.
Okay. You want me to do the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I just had one. You threw me off here. Let's see. How about? Okay, let's do a cruise creature one.
Okay.
Sea turtles or dolphins? Which one do you want? Sea turtles or dolphins? It's a tough one.
Tony likes Choco tacos.
What are you gonna pick? Sea turtles or dolphins?
I think you know the answer to that. I think everybody knows the answer to that.
If Dee were on here, she'd go. Yeah, I know what you want. I know what you like. You like the turtle, but you like dolphins, right?
I love dolphins. But turtles for the win.
Turtles for the win. Oh, we got a lot of dolphins out there, though. Dolphins. Michael, Stacy, dolphins. Devin's saying sea turtles, though.
Krista says sea turtles. Your mom says sea turtles. What do you pick, Reno? Do you like dolphins or sea turtles?
He doesn't have a choice. He didn't have a pick. All right, you want to choose another one?
Tony says turtles. Dolphins never became teenage ninjas.
No, but they did say thanks so long and thanks for all the fish. All right. What you want to do the next one, or you want me to choose one here?
Let's see. I'm gonna do another choose your specialty cruise.
Okay.
Pokemon or Muppets?
Oh. You got to go on a specialty cruise. It's a little kid-centric. Pokemon or Muppets? What do you go with? This is my guess on this. Everyone in the older demographic is going to go Muppets, and everyone in the younger demographic is going to go Pokemon. That's my guess. I don't know how many of that younger demographic we have, but I'm Muppets. Like, I got Muppet stuff all over behind the camera right now.
So I'm going to interrupt real quick just to read what Sean said. So just popping in to say thanks for the helping hands for cruising plug. And Matt, you have created a bunch of sick people who eat spoonfuls of Vegemite.
Come on, Sean. You got to show your Australian spirit.
All right, what do we have? We have Pokemon, Muppets.
See, Tony's
Muppets,
younger. Tony's in the younger
Pokemon.
crowd. He does like the t-shirt, though. That's Sean from the Down Under Cruisers. Okay.
What do you think my pick would be?
Michael Howell said, got to catch them all. I think you're going to go Muppets. I think I've turned you into a Muppet fan.
I would choose Muppets.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't have ever chosen Pokemon. I do like playing the Pokemon card game, but I'm not into Pokemon like really.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Here's one here. It's another specialty cruise. This one, though, you're going to do Kenny Chesney, Jimmy Buffett, or Bob Marley. I saw a post kind of like this on Facebook the other day that gave me this idea. Kenny Chesney, Jimmy Buffett, or Bob Marley. Which specialty cruise are you sailing on? Are you going to go what is it? Kenny Chesney? Is that his name?
Kenny Chesney.
What's a song by Kenny Chesney?
No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
Can you sing it? Because I don't know it.
No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
Okay. All right.
You know that song?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it, I think. And then Cheeseburger in Paradise. Everybody knows that one. And then what's the Bob Marley song?
This baby, don't worry.
There you go. See, she learned that in the pandemic.
Thing.
Which one would you, I know which one you would choose. You'd go Kenny Chesney, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So what do we have here? Krista says, wasting away in Margaritaville. Your mom says Jimmy Buffett. Mike says Kenny Chesney. Devin says Marley.
I don't. This is a tough one for me between Jimmy Buffett and Bob Marley. I really like both of those for very different reasons.
I like Jimmy Buffett too. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I feel like Jimmy Buffett on the cruise ship, and then Bob Marley on the island. That's what I'm thinking. I know I just cheated at my own game, but
Tony just cheated too. He said Jimmy Marley. You can't do
Jimmy
that.
Marley, Bob Buffett. It sounds better than Bob Buffett. I'll give you that.
What's wrong with the dog? He's driving
I
me
don't know.
nuts.
The dog is broken. The dog is.
We took
definitely
care of
broken.
this before this started, and apparently we didn't.
All right. Well, let's try another one here. Okay, you got to eliminate one of these things. Eliminate one of these things from your cruise. Are you going to eliminate live bands, karaoke, or the piano bar? Which one's going away?
That's a hard one.
Is it?
I know what I would pick though.
Which one?
I
would
think
you
I
pick?
know what you would pick too.
I can't even. Oh, you think so? You think you know?
I'm probably wrong, but yeah.
Which one would you get rid of?
Um,
Wait, let me guess. I think you'd get rid of live bands. Piano bar? Really? Karaoke?
mhm.
That you like karaoke?
I like karaoke when somebody will do it with me.
Well, I will do it with you.
You never want to do it with me.
Well, are we talking about karaoke still?
Yes.
We've only had one opportunity, and that was
And
very
you
limited.
threw a fit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I would say it is kind of a hard one for me. I'm going to say live bands because that can be hit or miss. There are some really good live bands I've seen and some not so good live bands. So I'm going to go with that.
All right.
Let's see. What are the people saying?
Karaoke, piano bar, karaoke.
So people don't like the karaoke. That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting here.
I just feel like there's two levels of karaoke. There's like the people that are just really awful, and then there's the people that are like good, and you can't mix the two together because the people that are kind of in the middle just don't like. I don't know. I just feel like you have to be in the perfectly right setting for karaoke to work, because you've got the people that are like, I can sing and I'm going to belt. You shouldn't be doing karaoke because you're going to make everyone else feel bad.
So there should be restrictions on your skill level.
Yeah.
It's like you're competing professionally in an amateur competition.
Right.
Okay. All right. Are you going to take him out or something?
I guess that means you've got to take over the podcast.
I can do that. All right. I've got some more questions for you guys here. So let's see. Tony says he gets too embarrassed for the other people. That would be me that you would be embarrassed for. But I figure if you go up for karaoke, you already know what you're getting yourself into. So I don't know. Here's my next question for you guys. Are they okay in the MDR? Is it all right to wear a hat in the MDR? I want to know because, like I have a bald head. I think my hats are fashionable. I want to wear them in the MDR, but I always feel a little weird, like some people are going to judge me. So are hats okay in the MDR? What do you think? What do you say out there? Hats in the MDR. I mean, look at the glare you might get if I don't wear this hat. It could be distracting you from your, from your chilled soup or something like that. Let's see if we get any. Let's see. No. Jennifer says no hats in the MDR. Mike says, I think so. Okay, Mike, see? Yeah. Yes, you do. I won't let your hat ruin my food. So what does that mean, Michael? So you're saying it's okay. It's not going to ruin your food. No hats, but I don't really care what other people do. That's fair, Stacey. Now, Stacey, come on. You're of the bald persuasion like me. Now, I'm not saying like an old baseball hat, but, I've got this one's not what I wear, but I have some classier hats out there. It's not fair. I can't grow hair up here to be all fashionable and stuff. If they are allowing shorts, why not? Well, that could be another question. Should shorts be allowed in the MDR? I will wear shorts on non-formal nights in the MDR, but in formal nights I won't. And I usually take the hat off, but I don't want to. See, Devin says yes as a fellow bald man. Yes, see there? That's what I'm talking about. I don't think you should be allowed to answer this question unless you're bald. Only bald people can answer this question. All right, let's try another one here. Let's see. Here's an easy one. Do you buy photos on the cruise? Do you shop and get the pictures taken and then purchase the pictures on the cruise? I have done that. My mom does that quite a bit. Some people are like, why would you do that? Just take your own pictures. I understand that perspective as well, but get some nice pictures. Like Kimbra and I got some really nice pictures of us, and they're worth the money. Okay, let's see. We still have Jennifer says a classy hat is fine. I think ball caps are for outside. I get that. Jennifer. Michael says haven't yet. I'm assuming that means bought the pictures there. Stacy says yes, but photos. Okay. All right, you buy the photos. Yeah, I mean, I used to be like why would I buy that? But I get it now. I get it. Now, if I was with a group, maybe, but they got those nice backdrops. Now, I did hear somebody that was like kind of ragging on that. Like, why would you use one of these fancy backdrops when you can have the actual ocean? My argument would be because they have really nice cameras and those backdrops are really pretty, and then do both because you could do the other ones. Nobody's stopping you from doing the other ones. Tony got the little tip for you there. Waited till the end of the cruise, and then they gave him to him for half off. Interesting. Devin says rather spend money elsewhere. Yeah, I totally respect that answer as well. I just asked if they would if they buy photos on the cruise, and it's a mix. It's a mix of answers. You're off the camera. There you go.
Want me to be closer to you?
Yes, I do. All right, we're ready for the next one. Okay, here's another good eliminate one. This one's gonna trip some people up, I think. Eliminate one in the This is one in the MDR. Appetizer, entree, or dessert. You can't have one of those courses. Which one is it going to be? Which one are you going to get rid of? Are you going to get rid of the appetizer, or are you going to get rid of the entree, or are you going to get rid of the dessert?
Do you know what I would choose?
You would choose the entree.
No.
You would choose the dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's some desserts I like on the cruise, but that is definitely not where it's like happening for me.
Yeah,
Unless it's creme brulee night.
On our last cruise, I think I got creme brulee with you the first night.
And it was bad.
It wasn't good.
It was bad on that. That was on Royal.
And
it's not good.
The rest of the time, I got the same thing because it was the only dessert that looked good to me.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Tony says appetizers. Michael says dessert.
And Krista said entree.
Devin says appetizer. Stacy says appetizer. Jennifer says skip dessert.
Your mom says appetizer.
I would probably skip dessert, although I really liked it. I like some of the appetizers. Now, that depends on the night, I guess.
I'm an appetizer person. I can eat appetizers anywhere, everywhere.
I don't always get dessert at the MDR, but I always get an appetizer and I always get an entree. So I would probably do that. Cheyenne would skip the entree. She didn't like anything. Well, hopefully she'll like the food better on your next cruise, Tony. Hey, there's Dan and made it. Hey, guys, made it. Long work day. Well, welcome, Dan. Bon Beanie.
Do you want to do one more and then move on to our next category our next section of
we can do that. We can do that. Let's pick a good one here, though.
A good one.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything we haven't covered? Let's see here. We could do one of these first ones.
Okay, let's do one of those because that makes you think.
All right, which one? We have a long list.
Sorry. Let's do this one.
The port?
Yeah, you want to do that one?
Okay. What is your favorite port and why in 5 words or less? What's your favorite port and why in 5 words or less? And we're not talking about the wine port.
Ooh, which we're going to get some of in like 3 weeks.
In St. Augustine.
Yes, it's my favorite.
No, Tony, the next section is not trivia. It's the cruise creature. But we may do some trivia. You know, Lovey did trivia and it was a lot of fun. So maybe that's something we'll do in the future.
Yeah, we'll probably do some more like just lives that are not the podcast. And then we'll do some of that fun trivia stuff and other stuff.
We're trying to find that balance, you know, so we can have fun interacting with you guys tonight. And I think this will still be somewhat interesting for people listening to it. I wouldn't do this every time for just the podcast, but I think it'll be all right once in a while. It's kind of fun to hear the interaction. Bermuda, it's our only port stop. That's right. Tony's only been to Bermuda. Tony, nothing against Bermuda. I think it's awesome. I haven't been there, but it looks amazing. But man, you have so much to look forward to. I know you've been on one cruise, but it's almost like it's going to be your first cruise all over again.
Krista says, Isla de Roatan, animals. Oh, aminals. Just kidding. She said aminals.
Aminals, yes. Yes. Oh, here we go. Michael speaks my language. Roatan, Maya Key has everything. Yes, I love Maya Key. Oh, if you go to Roatan, go to Maya Key. If you like snorkeling, if you like animals, if you want a nice beach experience, food.
I had a really cool monkey experience at Maya Key.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Monkeys, crocodiles.
Stacy says Half Moon Key. Beautiful beach and water.
Yes. Great choice.
I've never been there.
Great choice. Half Moon Cay is awesome. Octopuses. That's all I'm saying. I saw one there. What about you? What's your favorite port in 5 words? Describe it.
Do you know what do you think my answer would be?
Grand Cayman.
My answer is Grand Cayman.
Ha! Finally got one right.
You want my 5 words or less?
Yes.
First wild dive was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That is a close one for me. I'm going to say Curacao Bon Beanie. I only need 2 words for that one.
Let's see. Jennifer says Tortola and Cozumel so far.
Okay. Yep, I have not been to Tortola, but I would like to get there. And Devin says Montego Bay, weather, great food. Okay. Montego Bay, that's Jamaica, I believe.
Sounds right.
Jamaica me crazy. Jamaican me crazy. All right, so thank you guys for participating in this participation part of the podcast. We will still maybe get some feedback, but we're going to go ahead and kick into.
Well, but before we do
we're
this,
not going to do that.
Just real quick, for anybody that's just listening, we obviously put the podcast in the Fintastic Cruising community on Facebook. So one, if you're not part of that, join that. But second, if you were not part of the live studio audience, jump on and throw some of your answers there so we can see them.
Yeah, you can comment after the fact.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So
you're so smart.
Post on Facebook. Let us know all about your opinions. Only if they're good ones. No, I'm just kidding. All of them.
All opinions are valid here for this stuff. So, okay. Now, roll the cruise creature. And we're back. All right. So I don't know if Sean's still in here, but Sean from the Down Under Cruiser sent me a request for a cruise creature. We got another request too, which we'll get to, but it was too similar to the one we did last week. So I'm going to hold off on that one. But Sean, I think because he does
We've also had this request from Tony.
We did get this request. Yes, we did a couple weeks ago. We got it from Tony Dial. So, so I think Sean recommended it because he does first aid classes in Australia, so this would be appropriate. And Tony probably is because they're awesome, and Tony likes to post things about awesome animals. I think he sent an email though with this was one of his animals. So the animal in question is none other than the blue-ringed octopus.
So I was just making sure. For some reason, I felt like we had an email that we missed, but it was the cruise creature request that we will get to one day.
Anyway.
So never mind.
The blue-ringed octopus.
Woo!
So there are actually, it is not one thing, the blue-ringed octopus. It should be the blue-ringed octopuses, which is the proper way to say the plural of octopus.
Yes.
By the way, is octopuses. And there are actually 4 confirmed different species of blue-ringed octopus, but as the science advances and we learn more about these animals, there are another 6 that are being looked at as potential species. The thing is, they have a huge range. They are in Japan, they are in Australia, they're in parts of Indonesia, so they have a pretty big range, although I've always heard of them from Japan or from Australia. So that's where they seem to get the most press. Speaking of press, I first heard of the blue-ringed octopus when I went to the movie theater when I was a wee lad and saw the James Bond film Octopussy, which featured a very fake-looking blue-ringed octopus. But at the time, I didn't know that. I didn't even know. That's the first I'd ever heard of this animal. And I was really interested in sea creatures, especially ones that could potentially kill you for some reason, because I'm a young lad, so that's what we like. And they definitely have that potential is to kill you. They actually have enough venom that they could kill 25 adults with their venom.
All at once?
All at once.
Or like over time?
Like their toxicity, this probably per drop, is enough to kill 25 adult humans. That's potent. They are one of the most toxic animals on the planet.
So anytime you're near one, make sure that you're with 25 other people.
Or 20, yes. So then you could be the 26th.
Correct.
But then they give you another drop and you got to start all over again.
So make sure you're with 50
They're good
people.
to the last drop. Yeah, so these guys are small though. They are little bitty creatures, about 5 to 8 inches in size. So they're small. They are adorable, kind of a yellowish tan color. But when they get excited, and by excited I mean angry, typically they have these electric blue rings that show up. And the way this works is basically they have chromatophores, which are little skin pigment cells, and they can control these with their octopus brain, which is donut shaped, by the way, and they can contract muscles in these little pigment cells that makes the pigment either appear or not appear. And so when they are relaxed, the blue rings appear. So whenever it's kind of the opposite of what you think, because when they're just going about their normal octopus business, the blue rings don't really show up, and they're contracting all those little ring sections. Then when they freak out, they're like, "Bah," and then the rings show up. So now these are warning colors. These are saying, do not mess with me. I will kill you. And animals that have warning colors, there's a better word for that, a better term for that, a sciencey term. Maybe it's not better, but it's a sciencier term. It's called aposematic. So an aposematic animal like a poison dart frog or like a blue-ringed octopus. They're animals that are a coral snake. Bright colored animals. These are warning colors. And so this is pretty obvious. When you see a bright colored animal, think of bee. It's basically saying, I'm not trying to blend in, and there's a reason for that. Don't touch me, right? Or they're trying to appear to be a dangerous creature like the milk snake, and they're just trying to trick you, but they're not actually toxic, really, or not as toxic as the case may be. Dan, no, it's not octopi, it's octopuses. There's a whole song at the aquarium about that. But anyway, these guys are pretty interesting. Here's what I will tell you. Their toxin, they have multiple toxins, but their main toxin is called a tetrodotoxin, and it's basically sort of bacteria based. They have it throughout their whole body, and there's even some research that thinks that the mother introduces this to the eggs, like injects the eggs with the venom. And that's how they get it. They're immune to it. A lot of animals have tetrodotoxin, including dart frogs and the pufferfish. But the pufferfish can't bite you and inject it into you. Neither can the dart frog. You have to bite them or let it go into your skin or something like that. With the pufferfish, you have to consume it. But this is a super toxic toxin. Super toxic toxin. And here's the thing.
So is it a poison or a venom?
So that's a good question.
I know, that's why I asked it.
I would say it's a toxin, but venom has more to do with how it is delivered. So a venomous animal with venom is going to sting you, bite you. It's going to inject a toxin into you. A poisonous animal is you're going to have to touch it, absorb it, ingest it. And that's a real basic difference. But there are gray areas there.
So when you say it's a toxin, it's more like a poison than a venom in this case.
I mean, it depends on how you want to define poison. I use the word toxin to try and differentiate from a poisonous or a venomous creature. They both have toxins, but it's the delivery. It's all in the delivery.
Right, but does the octopus doesn't bite you?
It does.
Oh, it does bite you.
Oh yeah,
so it's a venom.
You. It's a venom.
Okay,
but the
pufferfish would be
you'd have to bite
poison.
It. Yeah, you'd have to bite the pufferfish. Same with the poison dart frog.
Right.
You would have to eat it, or there is one species of dart frog that's toxic enough. If it hopped on you, you could absorb it and have some issues.
But that's still more like
it's a poison.
Because it's not biting you.
Yeah, but it gets a little weird because it gets a little fuzzy because the blue-ringed octopus has this interesting strategy of actually squirting its very toxic venom into the water that can stun prey. So then it's not injecting anything. So it can be a little gray. Now, Mallory, welcome.
Michelle?
I don't know. Mallory, welcome, Mallory and Andrew, says venom is intentional, ? Toxic. Toxin is a side effect. So toxin is the thing that's getting injected or absorbed. I wouldn't say that would be completely the best way to describe it, because an animal like, say, a marine toad would intentionally secrete a toxin if it's trying to be eaten by a predator,
but
injecting through a stinger or a fang. But then, like stingrays and sea urchins, it's it's hard. We try and put labels on things. Labels don't always fit things, but in general,
Animals are cool.
That's how you would define the difference between that. But typically, a blue ring octopus would be described as a venomous animal, and a dart frog or a pufferfish would be described as a poisonous animal. But here's
I just totally derailed you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. The important thing is that you understand what is meant by that if you're interested in that topic, and then the exact semantics of it kind of fall by the wayside, and the understanding is more important. So a little bit more about the blue ring octopus is that the way their venom works, there's no anti-venom for it. So the way their venom works is it shuts down your respiratory system. It can paralyze your muscles. This happens rather quickly. The good news is, if you are able to be helped with CPR and then to a respirator, your chances of survival are very, very good. But you have to get that respiratory assistance and maybe cardiac assistance before you die. So that's where it can be a little tricky. Now, these octopuses don't go around just biting people. What happens is people don't know any better. They see a cute little octopus because they like to hang out in tide pools or at the coral reef, and they pick it up, and then you don't even necessarily feel the bite. It's a very mild bite, which, by the way, almost all, maybe all octopuses are venomous, but the blue ring octopus is the only one that I think that we know of, the only one I know of that has any type of dangerous venom to it. Some of them can cause different reactions, but most of them, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It would just be a bite, more or less. But yeah, that's the blue ring octopus in a nutshell. But they don't usually hang out in nutshells, but maybe a seashell. So if you're in some place where these animals live, there's another good reason not to go picking up shells. Just like we talked about the cone snails. You go, that's not a cone snail. I can pick that up. And then a little cute octopus comes out and kills you. So don't do that. Know your wildlife if you're traveling abroad. If you know your wildlife, you're fine. You're not going to be accidentally bitten by a blue-ringed octopus if you know what they are and not to do certain things. It's an avoidable accident.
Don't touch things.
And I didn't look up fatality statistics on the blue-ringed octopus. I don't think there's a high fatality rate for blue-ringed octopuses. It's probably, I don't even know if it's higher than cone snails, but it is a real thing. So people do die from blue-ringed octopus bites. It does happen. And it's actually, sadly, it's more dangerous for children because they have smaller bodies. And so the venom load has a more significant effect on them. So there's a happy way to end the show. The children die from the blue-ringed octopus.
A few months ago, my mom sent me a text with some article about the blue ring octopus, and she was like, "What is this thing? You're gonna die if you scuba dive." And I'm like, no.
You're still in more dangerous predicament just probably driving to the beach. There's probably way more risk in that case. What did Tony say? They attack one person and 24 other people just drop dead. Exactly. That could be a fun skit to do.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else we need to talk about?
I can't think of anything else.
Well,
I think we covered it. You have anything?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, then on that note, it's time to head for the horizon. And until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. We're back. Hey, look, this is what we're going to do before we officially end the podcast part, and then we'll just hang out with you guys for a few. We'll ask two more questions. The first one is, Have you ever been naughty on a cruise? You define naughty however you want. And you can tell us what it was if you want, but you don't have to. You can just answer with yes or no. Have you ever been naughty on a cruise? As Nurse Nancy's not in here, but she's by definition naughty, right?
Right.
Oh, thank you, Stacy. Stacy looked up the statistics. A 2008 study showed 3 human deaths. Was that in 2008 or was that ever? It wouldn't be surprising to me if that was ever, but it also wouldn't be surprising if that was 2008. So I'm not sure.
I don't think anybody wanted to answer your question.
Give them time. Remember, there's a little bit of a delay,
Okay.
and they may delay their response
That's
to that
fine.
as well.
There we go. Also, Tony said, where'd it go? You can't spell scuba dive without dive. That's what his quote from my mom says.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We have Mike says naughty spelled like nautical. Yes. Krista said I'm too much of a goody goody. Michael says yes, I once ate 3 breakfasts. And then Stacy about his 3 deaths was ever on record.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know, I used to read all the books about dangerous animals and then found out that most of them were exaggerations and lies. And that would be a good example. So it is potentially a dangerous animal, but it's highly unlikely that you're going to die from it. Because usually it's like the black widow. Like nobody dies from black widow bites, but people think of them as a deadly animal. But as long as you have some form of medical attention, and even if you don't, you're probably not going to die. That's extremely rare. Extremely rare. I don't think there's been just like the Sydney funnel web. There hasn't been a Sydney funnel web death in Australia since they invented the antivenom for it. What do we got? We got some more naughtiness.
Yeah, Tony says on our cruise there was a little girl, maybe 7 or 8 years old, who really wanted ice cream, but her mom said no. She was sitting next to us watching a movie on the Lido. Her mom got up to go to the cabin, and I went and got the girl ice cream.
Oh, Tony, that's amazing. I love that story. Stacy says we always follow the rules. I'm a rule follower too, Stacy.
I did a winky face.
Oh, a winky rule follower. Okay.
Krista says Michael also stole a salt shaker from Margaritaville.
Oh, we got a kleptomaniac on board, huh? What did Mallory do?
You skipped Dan.
Oh, did I?
You did.
What did Dan do? Dan, what did you do? Let's say we had to make sure the neighbors weren't in their cabin and the walls weren't too thin. He's talking about that form of naughty.
Let's see. Mallory said Antigua, floating bar and power hour of drinks. Bought 2 bottles of local rum and don't remember returning to the ship. But I did get 1 bottle back to the room with us, which stayed in the safe.
Nice. All right, one more question, and then we'll wrap it up for the podcast part. And that's going to be, what's the spiciest thing, either intentionally or unintentionally, you've ever eaten on a cruise? Oh, and have you ever done anything naughty on a cruise?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
What
did you do? What did you do?
I'm an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been naughty on a cruise?
I don't think I have. I'm boring these days. I was naughty when I was younger, but not so much anymore. I'm pretty well behaved most of the time. One of the questions we didn't ask was, have you ever gotten drunk on a cruise? I don't think I've even gotten drunk on a cruise. I've gotten tipsy. I've definitely gotten tipsy on a cruise, but only when I cruise with Mark. But yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find this picture here. It might take a minute. What do we have? Don't answer that, Kimbra. Don't you worry. I know
it's
better.
a trap.
I've only been on one cruise with
I
Matt
have it
and
on
4
video.
without, so I don't talk about the before.
Yeah, we didn't do anything naughty on the cruise. Not naughty. Chocolate lava cake, not spicy, but man, was it hot.
Nice.
Stacy don't eat nothing spicy. I've had some real spicy Indian food in the MDR, which I'm a fan of spicy, so that was not a bad thing for me. Oh, hey, Todd. Well, welcome. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to end the podcast right there. So thank you for those of you who are listening in the future. We'll see you next time. And now we're back. And now we're just hanging out. Blue Iguana or salsa bar. So they do have a little bit of spicy salt, like hot sauces on there. Jennifer says Indian chutney on the buffet. Yeah. So if you get the Indian food on the buffet, or not in the buffet, but in the main dining room, you just get a random whatever they give you. It's usually like 3 little cups of stuff and some rice, and then maybe I don't think I've ever got naan bread, but I usually get papadam or something like that. And you never know. There's usually 2 mild and 1 spicy, and sometimes that spicy is like true Indian spicy, and sometimes it's like a little spicy, but you never know what you're going to get until you get it. So
here, I'm going to share 2 of my favorite drunk pictures. So this was with my
2
friend.
of my favorite drunk pictures.
This was with my friend Ashley on her first cruise.
Does Ashley know you're going to show this picture?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Here, we'll get behind the phone, then you'll focus
there's
on
that one, and then is it this way?
Oh.
I was just taking pictures, and I had some drinks, and she was just sitting next to me, and I was like, come over here, and I just made faces and stuff. She's like, all right. That was fun.
Dan says, I've read a little about the vampire squid. Interesting. Anyway, like the blue-ringed octopus. So let me tell you, we'll probably do the vampire squid as a cruise creature. I don't think we've done it already. We covered it probably a little bit on a Halloween episode, but speaking of terminology being confusing and misleading, the vampire squid, not a vampire, you probably knew that, but also not a squid and not an octopus. It's its own thing. It's got 8 arms, no tentacles, so it's more like an octopus in that way, but it's got these weird mucus-coated stringy tentacle type things, and it actually, instead of suckers, it has spikes, and it gets its food by they're about this big, and the pictures are always red, but in reality they're black. They just look red because of the lighting and stuff on video, but they basically just let these sticky things go out in the water, and they catch marine snow, which is basically dead stuff and detritus drifting down or sinking down into the deep, and then they just pull it in and eat it. So they're very non-threatening creatures, but really interesting. We have a preserved vampire squid at the aquarium.
Do we?
Yes. So
somewhere where I can see it?
Yeah, it's in a jar. So
I mean, like out on the exhibit?
No, it's in the education collection. But so maybe if we do the vampire squid, maybe I can borrow it and bring it to put on
the
video.
advantage of working at an aquarium. There's
a lady that works at the aquarium. She's a professor at University of Tampa, but she is also a cephalopod.
Not University of Tampa.
She is USF?
USF St. Pete.
Oh, she's at USF St. Pete. I think she used to be at UT, but anyway, she's at University of South Florida and St. Pete, and she is a cephalopod researcher. So she was on the boat that was in the Gulf of Mexico a couple years ago that actually captured the first footage of the giant squid in the Gulf of Mexico. And only like one of the first times the giant squid have ever been captured live on footage in their natural environment. But she goes on these expeditions and finds new species of cephalopods and gets to name them. But she also has donated some specimens that she's collected. And one of them was a vampire squid. So how cool is that? Stacy says, we got drunk on the catamaran sail and snorkel in Aruba, rum punch, lots of fun. Oh man, yes. I did not expect to have fun on that kind of fun on a catamaran, but we did the snorkel catamaran in Aruba, and it was so fun. It was so fun. I don't think I got drunk, but I was definitely feeling a little tipsy, and enough that the bus ride home, like we were dancing on the catamaran. That's not really something you normally see me doing. And then the bus ride home, we were all singing at the top of our lungs. Like it was so fun. It was a lot of fun.
I want to go to Aruba.
10 tickles. That's right, Tony. Yes, Aruba. One happy island. I think that's their slogan. It's on my hat. I've got a hat, an Aruba hat. So.
One day, hopefully. Let's see, how many days? Let's look at a countdown.
Yeah, what is our countdown? Which, by the way, we have 2 countdowns. And Kimbra's vacation got approved. So that probably means mine will get approved. Since her boss is my boss's boss.
So we have 119 days.
That's reasonable.
It is.
That's a third of a year. Not even.
And we have 188 days.
Yeah, because that'll be a short, that'll make getting off of the ship the first time a lot easier when you got that.
You know what? I can actually tell you.
That's why there's a podcast with the slogan "Always Be Booked."
Right.
Because that's a smart man. And that is the way to stave off the cruise blues, is to always be booked.
Well, and once the cruise ships officially start sailing out of the US, I have all intentions of convincing you to book a cruise in the spring.
Yeah, I mean, if we can pull it off like work-wise, then I would be for it. Maybe a short one.
I'd like to do an MSC.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Have any of you guys done MSC? Is it all that in a bag of chips? It seems like a fun one. Tony wants to know, says, I saw this question earlier, but Matt, did you mention in past episode that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is what inspired you to get into marine education and conservation? No, although, well, maybe a little bit. I was a big fan of the Jacques Cousteau show that was on PBS when I was a little bitty kid that was running live. I did see 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the movie, when I was a kid. I don't remember when that came out, if that came out when I was a kid or if it had already been out. And I did like that movie a lot. And I think I had maybe like an album version of it or something. I was definitely fascinated by that film, but it was more Cousteau. It was more watching Cousteau and the scuba diving, and there was a little bit of scuba diving in 20,000 Leagues, but I was all about it. Michael said, when I was younger, I turned my snorkel into a beer bong in Cozumel. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Hey, that probably sterilized it, right? Pour the alcohol down the snorkel.
That's true.
That should be just common safety protocol for after a snorkel. Mallory wants to go on MSC Seaside or Meraviglia. Maybe we can do that together.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do some fun diving trips.
Yep.
Like in saltwater.
Yes, because we've been diving with Andrew and Mallory in freshwater.
Yes.
And that's it.
It was a fun dive.
It was a fun dive. But I'd rather dive with them in saltwater on the coral reef or something like that. Cool. Tony says I'm going through the audiobook right now, and all the scientific names of all the creatures would fascinate you when they talk. It reminds me of you. So I've never read the book. I probably should read the book. I think I would like it. I'm curious to see if the science if there was real science in the book, or if it's really fictitious. I suspect there's probably a lot of real science in the book based on what they knew at the time. When was that book written? Well, that book was written in the early 20th century or late 19th century. Jules Verne wrote that one, right? So I get him and the guy who wrote The Time Machine. That's a different person, I think, but I get those two mixed up. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah, he did that one.
Oh, this is your date.
1870. So yeah, so that was Victorian times. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they follow the science there. We're worried about that at the time.
Mallory said they've been considering MSC for a while.
Tony says 1861. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. Went away. Let's see. The Seaside is a bucket list for me, and Royal Oasis class ship. Yeah.
Who wrote the Time Machine? Why can't I think of that person's name?
And she said, "We're in. Let's do it." And she said, "Our buoyancy that day. Oh boy, that was rough."
So we did a dive with Mallory and Andrew, and it was in Rainbow River. Did we post a video of that dive? I don't know that we did. We have a Rainbow River dive when you got certified. I don't remember if
we filmed it. I don't think we did.
I think we.
No, I don't think. Why didn't we do that?
I don't think we got a lot of great footage on it. I think I don't remember. But anyway, H.G. Wells. Thank you. So it's because it's a river. You're in a current, and the depth changes from like 12, 15 feet to like 5 feet. And so when you scuba dive, you have to get your buoyancy right by adjusting the air in your buoyancy compensator vest. And so that changes because as you go up, the air expands, you go down, the air contracts. So what's going to keep you neutrally buoyant at the bottom at say 10 feet is going to be different when you get to 5 feet and more extreme when you go deeper and stuff like that. So yes, so it was definitely a buoyancy challenging day.
It was. And it was a drift dive. So because it's in a river, the water is moving you around. So you can't like stop and like get yourself situated. You just gotta go.
Right. What did H.G. Wells wrote? The Time Machine. I read that book. And what else did he do?
Tony's going to bed. Good night, Tony.
Good night, Tony. I feel like maybe we did do that video. I don't know. We probably just haven't edited it yet.
I don't think we did.
No?
I mean, we recorded.
Yeah, I know we got video, but I don't remember.
We still have 4 dives from our Keys trip last August.
And we're trying to get our Fantastic Guide to Snorkeling.
We have all of these
We have no time to do this.
That's kind of the problem.
Well, we do have time. That's not true. We just do other things sometimes.
We watch Star Trek.
We watch Star Trek and we play video games and stuff. Watch YouTube.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not as much as I used to. Trying to get back into it. I feel like I'm so out of the cruising community.
But now that you have your fancy new iPad and I have your old fancy new iPad, we can edit videos on that differently than the computer.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for those of you out there that edit videos, oh my gosh, like you can edit 4K video on an iPad and it's like butter. It's just weird because my computer, which is pretty souped up, can't do that. Did you see what Mallory put?
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. Stacy said, have you guys had a chance to check out the Norwegian Prima ship? We have not.
No, we need to do that and maybe do like a video review of it or
an audio ship
tour. It'd be great to do a video
review
of it, but yeah. Oh, how are we going to, I guess we could do like a map or something. That would be interesting. How are we going to do those on the live video?
I don't know. We could
War of the Worlds, duh. Island Dr. Moreau. Wow. I must have like my brain's not working. I've read War of the Worlds. I've never even really seen Island of Dr. Moreau. Maybe I saw the Val Kilmer version in the early 90s, late 80s, but I don't remember liking that. But I feel like that wasn't a good example. War of the Worlds was good. Yeah, I did not like the remake very much, but I liked the book and the old movie.
Mike's curious about editing videos on the iPad. Do you have an iPad, Mike?
So, Mike, look, I don't know what kind of magic is inside of an iPad, but like the iPad Pros and maybe some of the other ones, like when I go to edit a 4K video on the computer, like it's blocky, it pauses, it freezes up, and
it takes forever to
render it. And I'm running it like
you gotta turn.
Okay, Reno. He's doing something naughty right now.
No, he's not. He's looking at his side. He just looks like a ding dong.
But like we're got it playing back at like a quarter whatever, a quarter of resolution, and it's still like blocky. iPad Pro, it's like smooth as butter. Now, the software you have to use is a little bit of a learning curve because everything's kind of condensed on a screen. You can use a second screen, but not in the same way you can on a computer. It'll just project the video. And it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, I'm sure, that like Final Cut Pro and Premiere have, but it's got enough bells and whistles for what we do.
It's called LumaFusion.
Yeah, and it's like
it's $30.
$30.
Mm-hmm.
One-time fee. I don't know. I mean, there's some trade-offs, but we're trying to go all iPad really for like almost everything.
Yeah.
And the new one has Thunderbolt. So they're actually getting ready to come out with an update for LumaFusion where you can edit videos off of an SSD
instead of moving everything onto the iPad.
So yeah. I don't know. I guess I am a little bit of an Apple fanboy, but I'm not like a Mac computer guy. But I like my iPhone because I understand how it works. And I love my iPad because for a creator that creates art and stuff, I just can't, like, I've got a huge Wacom Cintiq sitting over here that cost more than my iPad Pro. And I don't even turn it on anymore, hardly ever, because why would I? I can do everything better on my iPad Pro, unless I need some really special software thing that I can only run on a PC, which is almost never, then I just do it on the iPad.
Andrew wants to see our trumpet fish video from the Keys. All the trumpet fish that we saw.
Oh, yes.
We need to get that stuff edited.
Yeah.
Lovey wants to know if we're using an external hard drive. So we do keep stuff on an external, we do keep it currently on an external hard drive. We just got an external SSD, which is much faster. And right now, any editing the files have to be on the iPad itself. But like Matt just said, LumaFusion is getting ready to come out with an update that you can edit off of that external hard drive. So that's going to be really nice so that you don't have to move everything onto the iPad, take up the space, do it, and then delete it off.
I don't know if that will work as well with the older iPad Pros without Thunderbolt. We'll find out because we'll try and do it on the older iPad. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But I mean, the Apple Pencil, like if you're an artist and you're used to using like a pressure sensitive stylus, this thing is, in my opinion, this is like far better than the Cintiq pencil. And that is not a light thing to say because Cintiq was like the only show in town for years. And I've tried every stylus out there. So it's definitely my go-to. And I can just pick it up and go to the couch. So anyway, this isn't a technology live stream, but I know there's a lot of creators out there. Let's see. Michael says, I'm a Google fanboy, but the iPad Pro appears to be amazing for drawing, but I can't draw a straight line. You could with an iPad Pro. And there are some decent apps on Android now. I'll stick with my Microsoft and Google overlords. Yeah. I mean, I'm a Microsoft computer person, and the iPhone was just easier for me to use, and it just works for me. I don't care about all the fidgety things. I have a lot of friends that are Android people that laugh at me for my iPad or my iPhone, but they can't say anything about the iPad because if you're from an artist perspective, it's just amazing. So
I used to be an Android person.
I know, and I changed you.
You changed me? I wasn't good enough before?
I didn't say that.
No, it's a lot easier to get stuff from his phone to my phone to his phone.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They get you into the
yeah.
ecosystem, and then you're kind of trapped a little bit. There are things that annoy me about Apple, to be sure, but
Dan says Sarah has an iPad and iPhone. She loves the iPad, but hates having to work with Apple if something goes wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no technology that's without problems.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had my frustrations, to be sure. But yeah. Yeah, Microsoft Excel is life. That's what Mike says because he's a finance manager.
Oh,
So yeah, they do have Excel on the iPad. I don't know how well it works. It's probably, I'm sure it doesn't work as well as on like a Windows computer though. Those kind
Yeah.
of programs don't usually translate very well to that kind of thing. Cool.
it's getting late.
It is getting late. We are going to Orlando tomorrow because her friend is going to be in town. We're going to go eat at the Cowfish
In City Walk.
in City Walk. So that'll be interesting. It's like a sushi and burger bar. So I like half of that.
I don't eat seafood, and burgers are not my first choice, but
That's where they wanted to go.
their
So,
vacation, and that's what they want. So I will find something to eat.
but we're also going to go to Divers Direct because it's our favorite dive shop, and we can't not go there. And we're going to go to, where are we going to go for lunch, Kimbra?
Del Taco.
Yes, we're going to hit the Del Taco for some lunch, and then I don't know what else we're doing. Good night, Mike. We're gonna hang up pretty soon here too. We're gonna hang it up, but we'll find out. We'll figure out what we're gonna get up to.
Mallory said you converted her. I'm a fellow convertee.
I converted you?
No, you converted me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Quote, her.
You converted. Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say I didn't think I converted anybody else.
Oh, I can get a grilled cheese and fries and a kid's meal.
Oh, there you go.
I did get a kid's meal when we went to Bubba Gum's.
It's true. Well, yeah. That'll work. They had some interesting looking burgers on there.
They did. They also had a chicken sandwich that I thought looked good.
Yeah, Stacy, there's actually 2 Del Tacos in the sort of Orlando area. One's, I think, in Deltona, technically, but we had a Del Taco in St. Louis. It was like in the sketchy part of town, and like you went there late at night, but this one seems a little nicer. So
I've been to Del Taco once. I went to Vegas, and I'm a big fan of The Big Bang Theory, and that's where I learned about Del Taco. Because of The Big Bang Theory, I'm like, I have to go to Del Taco. And then we went to Vegas, and I had Del Taco. And I've never had Del Taco since.
Mallory says maybe they'll have a French dip.
Oh, I like French dip.
Did Dan go to bed? Is he still in here?
I think he's still there.
Dan's a Las Vegas guy. Have you ever had Del Taco, Dan? Is that a thing out on the West Coast? I think it's I feel like it's a West.
He just said I thought Del Taco was a West Coast thing.
Oh, okay.
It is.
There you go. Yeah.
I could have answered that for you.
He literally he must have typed that, but I didn't see it until after I said it. So we were on the same.
You're like thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
we were connecting telepathically for a moment.
There's a lot of things that are like randomly showing up in Florida that like are from other places.
Well, we got our first White Castles down here.
Yeah.
That's in Orlando.
And Buc-ee's.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is made its way to St. Augustine, and I think there might be another one somewhere.
Daytona.
Daytona, is that one open? Okay.
If it's not open, it will be soon.
Opening. Oh, Andrew converted Mallory to iOS stuff.
I just realized my banner was wrong. Going across the bottom.
No.
That's fine.
All right, let's go ahead and let these fine folks go. Maybe Down Under Cruisers are on. I'm not sure if we're going to make it over there tonight because I'm kind of tired.
I am too.
And yeah.
I had to get up early and go to the gym.
Yeah, she worked out.
My arms.
Worked out this morning.
They're going to hurt tomorrow, which means I don't have to drive.
Is that what that means? I didn't know that's what that meant.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for participating in the podcast. We had fun. We appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out with us. We really do. It means a lot to us. So thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.